So, in other words, I advise you not to burn out. So, in order not to burn out, we do a burnout. And this is what the burnout is real quickly. So, you already know it took me like what? I think it was like, 44 squats and like about 880 steps. We'll see when we go over the film. And so we're not going to do it backwards because I'm going to be dead by the time I get home, in case some grandma wants to welcome me into the neighborhood in McKeesport and bring me some pie that's not related, so we could have young man consensual granny sex. Anything else would be incest, and I don't want to talk about that, even though it's not Sunday. All right, but yeah, in case some hopefully maybe somebody my age, 40 years old, like, oh, you're new into the neighborhood, treat me like Martin, give me the Martin Lawrence treatment whenever they realized he was the new cop in the neighborhood. Or I can be the new Mr. Kimball. So anyways, so I did, so the question was on my last video was, how many squats did Officer Corleone do today? Did he do 4 squats for 80 steps or 80 squats for 4 steps? So for my first video, it was 80 steps that I took and it was 4 squats. Now we're gonna do 80 squats and 4 steps, and I'm gonna show you how to do it. And once you're done for the day. And then you could work up to the point where you could do it the same forth as you do back. But for now, we're not gonna break ourselves when we don't even have a training partner with us, all right? So let's do 80 squats and 4 steps, and then we're done for the day, and we're gonna walk wee all the way home. All right, you ready? All right, let's go. So far 4. And why are we doing what's the purpose of the burnout? Because in case on the way home somebody tries to rob you, you got to give it your all. There is no tomorrow. That's what the burnout is for. You give it your all because you got to fight your way home. All right, so we did 4 so far. Ready? Let's go. $17, $18, $19, $20. All right, we're gonna take a break, all right? Now, for propensity's sake, you gotta bear in mind, the whole world doesn't stop just because we wanna, suddenly level up and be a general laborer, all right? So, in other words, use our body like we used to use a microphone. So there's a little driveway here and people wanna pull out, so I'm gonna get out of their way. I'm gonna take 1 step right here, so there that notion goes. Now the world can continue to spin, not around me, as far as revolving. All right. So we give it a little break. Let's do 10 seconds. Now we're gonna do 20 more. All right, ready? Let's go. Ready? All right, cool. So that's 40. All right. So far I took two steps. I didn't leave that second step because I may have about face, but if you look, my heel is still right here planted. All right. So I'm just giving myself a chance to catch my breath. It's important to catch your breath. What does this tell us in self-defense and martial arts as far as boxing? It tells us when we're in the midst of throwing blows, when it's time to go toe-to-toe with another guy. And he say, yeah, how you like that? Bam, your mama, or bam, I'm gonna do, or I told you not to mess with me, or don't come around here. He's wasting air. Don't talk back, okay? Catch your breath. When he hit you in that jaw, you felt that, so you're gasping a little bit. Catch your breath. That doesn't mean throw blows, that doesn't mean squat, that doesn't mean grab. That means now it's time to put your hands out and just pivot. and pivot. Now, while we're training, obviously I'm not going to do that, but I'm just going to stand here and wait and catch my breath because, you know, we're still burning out. This is a burnout. All right, let me shut the fuck up and catch my breath. Okay, so we got 2 more steps to go. We got 40 more squats to do. All right. Let's go. So that's 1 step. All right. Let's go. All right, so that's 60. 20 more, give yourself a break, all right? When you're doing your burnout, you could also do this whenever you're doing squats at the squat bar. Okay, you're doing, some people don't know how to squat, some people start off, they warm up different, some people deadlift from the very beginning, all right? Don't let anybody rush you when you're doing your deadlift or your burnouts because they want to see you break your back or whatever. They want to get on the bar. They should have got to the gym sooner, right? Maybe it's their day to curl up or whatever. It's the same thing. You live with guys, and knock on the door, knock, let me in, I gotta use the bathroom. Go find a tree. Don't even explain, go find a tree, you're gonna pee on yourself. Let them find a tree. Don't rush the bar, you're gonna drop it on your neck. All right? Let me shut the fuck up. I got 20 left. All right, last step right here, last 20. Okay, 11. You take them. You know, I got all the time in the world, man. 9 left, right? Your workout is your personal time. You find that lane, you know, you got this. No restriction. You got your lane, take your time. All right? Let's finish it. 18, 19, and let's do the finisher. What are we in it for? Okay, Leonardo got the katana. Michelangelo got the nunchucks. Donatello got the bow, and Raphael got the size. For you, you're a security guard, training to one day be a security officer, and maybe you'll be a forensics officer if you remember what your finishing move is. So you get down like this, position it like that, come up like that, and that's 20. Turn it around, and you do the same thing. And you simulate like you're making a call to report it. You know what I'm saying? Because even though, whether you were dispatched as an officer or you're just a security guard, and you need to call for an officer to be dispatched, like, hey, I work at this nightclub, or hey, I'm working at this graduation, or this wedding, or this bachelor party, or this concert. Somebody tried to rush the stage, and I had to cuff them on the stage. You don't usually see this because that's the part of the tours when you're watching the Hard Knock Life or whatever tour you're watching, Up in Smoke. But very, very often, it's not uncommon for somebody to rush the stage and try and hurt a musician or, you know, the bride and the groom and stop the wedding. And who do they hire? A personal bodyguard or somebody in the family, and they cuff them, and then they call the police, because if they don't, They're gonna be running around, kicking over the wedding cake, you know what I'm saying, acting a fool. So that's why I tell you it's important whenever you're a musician, or, you know, a couple that wants to get married, or whatever you want to do, make sure whoever you hire is somebody that's a trained professional, because as you can see, you know, with the president of the United States, the last time they tried to piss in his Cheerios, Secret Service jumped out, and every time they're on a dime, they're able to arrest the last person that tried to, you know, at wherever that was, and they try all the time, but they can't get them because nobody does it better than the police, nobody does it better than the military, and nobody beats the biz. All right, fund the police.